what is demand? What are the requisites for demand?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the requisites for demand? How will your desire become demand?
When we work for it, when we put effort to
Yeah, it
acquire
should
it.
become, yes, it should, a desire becomes a want when we put in the effort, and a want will become a desire when at the amount which is available in the market, at that price we are ready to buy that quantity. Okay, the quantity which is offered to us at that price, when we are ready to buy, we have the means to buy it, that time it becomes a demand for us. Okay, this was clear. We started with individual demand schedule and market demand schedule. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
everybody understood? I had shown you the graph also. Is
Yes,
there a
ma'am.
problem in just a graphical representation? The schedule which is given to you in your book is a hypothetical schedule. Okay, it has not been derived actually from anywhere. So when you are also making a demand schedule for your example, you can take your own quantity demanded, your own price. The only thing that you have to see is, other than, unless it is not a normal good, we will deal with this ahead in this chapter. Unless for every normal good, the price and the demand, the relationship will always be inverse. Okay, when the price increases, the demand will go down. What exceptions are going to be there, we are going to study that today. Okay, but this you will always keep in mind, a normal demand curve is always inversely related to price. Okay, the price goes up, demand will go down. If the price decreases, the demand will go up. Okay, so let's start ahead today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, demand. Okay. So we have done meaning, we have done the different types of demand. Any problem in this?
No, ma'am.
No, all are okay. You can be asked questions giving examples and tell whether it is which kind of demand, or differentiate between these kinds of demand. Okay, so you should know all this. We have done individual demand schedule and market demand schedule. When it is given in a tabular form, it is known as schedule. When this table is then represented in the form of a graph, it becomes a demand curve. Okay,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And have you tried plotting it on your own? Take a graph paper. If not a graph paper, in your normal notebooks also you can do it the way we plot a graph. Okay, I will give you a practice question to plot a graph today in the worksheet. Okay, you will plot the graph in the worksheet. Use your normal notebook only. You can always remember, on the y-axis it will always be price. Okay, and on the x-axis it is always going to be quantity demanded. Okay, so you will, the way, whatever, say in this we had taken, when we had taken the demand schedule, the price was decreasing by 1 rupee. Okay, so each line you can take as 30, 29, 28, you're starting from 0. Okay, and your quantity demanded was also increasing by 1 unit, 1 2 3 4 5, 2 3 4 5 6. So you can take 1 centimeter as 1 unit, okay, of quantity demanded. Okay, 1 kg, whatever is given. So accordingly, the way you plot a graph, okay, on the x-axis, see here, on the x-axis, here is 1 kg of sugar. Okay, corresponding to 1 kg of sugar, what was your demand? 1 kg of sugar, it was at price rupees 30. Everybody can see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So when you plot 1 kg of sugar here, your price comes to 30 here. This is your point. Okay. So first point is here. The way, that way you point, mark all the points, and with the use of a scale you make a demand. Now understand, this is just a hypothetical schedule given to you. When you are dealing with normal, proper, actual demands, this curve may not come like a straight line. Okay, it might have bends. Understood? Because everybody, we don't have schedules like this at 30 rupees. Some person might buy 1 kg, some might buy half kg. So demand schedule and demand graph changes like that. Okay, this is clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is your individual and market demand curve. Your market demand curve, we have discussed market demand curve also.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so when you add up all the individual demands, then you arrive at a market demand curve. Okay, and market demand curve for a normal good will also be inversely related. Okay, that means it will slope downwards from left to from right to left. Sorry, left to right. Okay, from left to right. So now, and you will always see to it whether it is a supply curve or a demand curve. Your price always comes on the y-axis and your quantity demanded always comes on the x-axis. You will not reverse it. For both, for your demand also, and when we do supply also, for both, your price always comes on the y-axis and your quantity demanded comes on the x-axis. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, if this graph is given, will the question ask that draw individual demand schedule?
Yes, I am giving you a question in today's worksheet. I will give you a demand schedule, okay, and you will draw separate graphs for them. There are 3 demand schedules, 3 individual demand schedules. So you will draw 3 individual demand curves for them, and then I have asked to calculate the market demand and then draw a market demand curve. Okay, so you will calculate it first and then draw it. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we
Yes,
come
ma'am.
to demand function. What is demand function? In science also you do these functions. Yes, this is a function of this is a function of this. That means 2 terms are related, how they are related to each other. Okay, so function of demand, that means those factors which influence demand. Okay, whether it is an individual demand or a market demand, those factors which determine demand of a commodity is known as determinants of demand. This question can be asked in both the ways. Explain the determinants of demand, or what do you mean by demand function. Demand function also tells you the same thing, the determinants of demand. Okay, demand is a function of these things. Okay, now in this everybody can see it clearly, no? Or do
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have to increase the size?
No, ma'am.
Just wait. Okay. Now, the factors that influence the demand is known as demand function. Now, individual children, everybody can see now?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now, individual demand functions. Now, I have taken D, capital D, X. That is demand for X consumer. Somebody's microphone is echoing. Please put your microphones on mute. Yes, whenever you have to speak something, then only switch it on. Okay. So I have taken demand for demand for consumer X is a function of PX. PX means it is a function of price of commodity X. Okay. Then it is also a function of PR. PR means it is a price of related goods. Okay. Y here means income, that is income of the consumer. T is for taste and preferences, and E is expectation of future price for the same commodity. I can't see any of you. Where did you go? Okay. Now, is this clear to all what I have shown to you right now? Demand for X commodity, that is DX, is a function of, that means it is determined by price of that commodity, that is PX. PR is price of related commodity. Why have I? Anybody can answer this? We have done. Related commodity will be Krishna, why have I taken price of related commodity? Why price of X commodity depends on price of a related good? Avni,
Ma'am, please.
Zara,
So
learned-
that they can be exchanged.
it can be
Exchanged.
exchange is not the word, substituted.
Yes,
We
yes.
learned substitute goods.
Yes.
Yes, it's a close substitute. So that is why I have taken price of related commodity. That means substitutes. Okay. If price of X increases, it can be substituted by Y. So that is why price of X is also dependent on price of its related good. Okay. Then Y is income of the consumer. Obviously, income of the consumer determines how much quantity you are going to buy of something. Taste and preferences, this also we discussed, right? My taste, if only I like Coke only, I will not go for Pepsi or Thumbs Up even if its price goes down. So my taste and preferences are different from another person. Okay. Expectation of future price, what is this?
Ma'am, like how much do we expect that price to go up or down in the future?
Yes, we always calculate this. Yes, when the price of onion were increasing, we were expecting today if I am getting it at 40 rupees, I was expecting that tomorrow it will go up to 50 or 60 rupees. I knew because of the conditions when this lockdown happened, why did people start hoarding things and the prices actually started increasing of daily things? Why? Because it was an expectation by the consumer that these 15 days when the lockdown is going to happen, they will not get any stuff. So they bought things, the prices will increase, right? Even if they can find things, the prices will increase because quantity will be less, the supply will be less. Okay. And that is why this also determines the demand for a commodity. Okay. If we expect the prices will go up in future, right? This depends on seasons also. In the season when right now the fruit season, grapes are coming, watermelon is there,
Yes.
muskmelon is there, mangoes will start come. Okay, this
Yeah.
is the season for these fruits, so we will get these fruits at a cheaper quality. But
Yes.
we know and we will buy it in ample quantity. Okay, you can ask your mothers when peas and all are available in their seasons, what they do, they buy it in good quantity, right, and store it in the freezer. Because when the season goes away, the demand will be there but supply is in short, so your prices go up. So we know in the future the price is going to increase, so we increase the demand now. Okay, so that is the meaning of expectation of future price. Okay, so these are the determinants which determine the demand for individual. Okay, now adding up these individual demand functions gives us the market demand function. Okay, so all these factors which determine the individual demand function will also determine the market demand function. Yes or no? Yes, because individual demand functions, only when we add up we get the market demand function. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so these determinants will also be a factor in determining market demand function. So when you are explaining the determinants of market demand function, you will write down these, and plus in addition to these there are some more factors which we are going to discuss. Okay, so
Yes.
price of commodity X, price of other related good, income, taste and preparation, expectation, these are the same. I don't have to explain this. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, we come to population. Now, market demand also depends on population. How? Think how it will depend on population.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, see, if a country which is less populated but it has more, for example, agriculture is reduced, so the prices will not go up that much because the population is less and the demand will be comparatively less. But in India, we have a lot of population, so the food and all it's sometimes in short, so the prices go up because the demand is always high.
Yes. So population, one way Larger the population, larger is the demand for commodity.
Yes.
Also, another thing in population is the size of the size we have discussed. The what is it comprised of? Whether it is young people more, children more, or older people more. Okay, if it is comprised of more of old people, your demand for medicines goes up. Okay, because they use more of medicines. If it is comprised of more children, right, younger children or adolescents, depending on their choice, baby food demand will grow up if there are more children. Okay, so demand also depends. When we are talking about population, we are also talking about what is the composition of the population. Okay, depending on the composition of the population of that particular place, the demand for certain commodities may go up or go down. Okay, so that is the meaning of population. Now, distribution of income, we have discussed. One is income of consumer, that we took as Y. Okay, YD is distribution of income. Distribution of income among the population. What is the meaning of this?
Like someone will have low income, someone
Yes,
will have higher.
like a country like India, the disparity in distribution of income is too much. Yes, the rich people are less, but there is a wide gap between the rich and the poor. So this is the meaning of distribution of income. The rich people, because their necessities are easily met, they go in more for higher priced items. Okay, this I have left in between some goods that we have to define. I'll take it after this. Okay, those are known as luxury items. The richer people, they go for those luxury items because their basic necessities are easily met. Okay, even if you see for food items, they go for better quality. Okay, a person with a lower income will go for first for his satisfaction of necessities of life, food, clothing, and shelter, and he is not going to go for quality in it. Yes, he will see what is cheaper for him, he will buy that. Okay, let's say a simple example, the season of mangoes. In this season, a lower income person, because the mangoes price will be less, he will be able to afford mangoes in this season. Okay, but when the season goes away and the mangoes which are available in the market are from the cold storage, okay, or they are those packed food that is available, that is highly priced. So a normal person or a poor person is not able to afford that. Yes, so the demanded quantity demanded will be less in that season because only the rich people can afford it. The lower income group cannot afford it. Understood how distribution of income plays a role in quantity demanded for the
Yes.
same thing. Yes, so that is how, for a rich person, because he can afford, he will go in for better quality luxury goods. But for a person who cannot afford, who is of a lower income group, will go for first satisfying his necessities, and if at all he gets money out of it, he'll go for other goods. Okay, so he has to prioritize his wants. We have learned this, prioritizing wants. Okay,
Yes.
this point is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, now we'll come back to this when we were discussing individual demand function, the determinants of individual demand function. Price of related goods. Okay, now price of related goods, I said I have left 2-3 points. There are two kinds of goods. We have learned about this, or substitute and complementary goods, in the last chapter. Yes, so price of related commodities may both these goods comes. If it is a substitute, then because of increase in price of X, okay, because of increase in price of X, what will happen to quantity demanded of Y if X and Y are substitutes? Think and tell me. If X and Y goods are good substitutes, there is an increase in price of X. What will happen to demand of Y?
Mom, it will increase.
The demand for Y will increase. Yes. Why?
Mom,
Ma'am,
because
demand for Y will increase because they both are close substitutes, and then that's why people will go for Y.
Yes. In substitute goods, always remember this because questions will come like this. Okay.
Okay.
If X and Y are commodities are good substitutes of each other, then the relationship between price of X and quantity demanded of Y is not an inverse relationship. Okay, it's a direct relationship. If price of X increases because it can be substituted by Y, the demand for Y will increase. Now pay attention here. Price of Y has not changed. Only X has changed. Okay. But because this price of X has changed, X has become expensive, and Y is, because at the same, comparatively it is a cheaper good. Okay. Comparatively, although the price has not changed, and therefore when X good price goes up, the demand for Y will go up. Okay, this is known as a direct relationship. In this case, there is no inverse relationship, it is a direct relationship. Is this clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody who has
Yes,
doubt?
ma'am.
No,
No?
ma'am.
Okay, so this is in case of substitutes. Okay, same goes when there is a fall in price. Okay, and another type of good is complementary goods. What are complementary goods?
Ma'am, complementary goods which are
Pen and
consumed
ink.
together.
Yes, pen and ink which go together, right? The demand for them goes together. Now in case of complementary goods, think what happens if suppose X and Y are complementary goods and price of X goes up. What will happen?
The price of Y will also go up.
The price, no, this is not a relationship between price and price. This is a relationship between price and quantity
Demand.
demanded. So
Yeah.
price of X goes up, what will happen?
Ma'am, people will still buy it because you can't just buy a pen and sit like that. You will need the ink even if the ink price has gone up.
When the price of, suppose, pen goes up, we are talking about pen and ink. When the price of pen goes up, right, the demand of pen has to go down because we have an inverse relationship. Yes, in normal goods we have an inverse relationship. So when the price of X, that is pen, goes up, the demand for pen will go down. That means demand for ink will also go down. Understood? Is it clear or not? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
In this, our taste and preferences are not coming. Expectation of future price, nothing. We are just seeing the relation between quantity and price. Okay. So when the price of X has gone down, its quantity X will go down. And because Y is a complementary good, the demand for Y also goes down. Okay. This is clear?
Yes,
So in case of substitutes, it's a direct relationship between price of X and quantity demanded of Y. Okay. But in case of complementary goods, it's an inverse relationship between price of X and quantity demanded of Y. This point is clear to all?
Yes.
Yes. You will go through your book also today again. Read it properly and make this point clear. Because when questions like this come, it's confusing question. You have to see what they have asked. Price of X and quantity demanded of X, or price of X and quantity demanded of Y. Okay. So pay attention to this. Then when we discussed income of consumer, okay, I had told you that income of consumer also is a determinant of quantity demanded, right? If the income of consumer increases and price increases, what happens?
Ma'am, he will buy more quality.
He'll buy more because his income has increased. Okay.
Yeah.
So he can buy more. Now in this also, this depends on what kind of commodity it is. Okay. Now there are three commodities given. You have two only: normal goods and inferior goods.
Ma'am, which page?
We are on page 45.
45. Yeah, and yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So the two things that are given is substitute and complementary we had done. I had taken one for you, huh? This one. You can see normal goods, inferior goods, and given good is not given in your book, but will come ahead. So I am taking it here only. Okay. What is a normal good? Normal good is any good which has an inverse relationship with price. Quantity demanded and price has an inverse relationship. It is a normal good. Okay. As your income increases, you will buy more of that good, or we can say in terms of price, if the price increases, the quantity demanded goes down. Okay. This is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Inferior goods are those goods which you can consider as necessities of life. Okay. These goods, if you take it in terms of income, okay, even if your income increases, the demand increases of these goods. Why the demand will increase? Because it is a necessity for life. Okay, this basically is there where lower income people are concerned. Okay, their basic necessity is food and clothing. Okay, so if you increase the income of these groups also, they will spend more on food and clothing. Yes or no? They'll not go for a higher quality. So these goods come under the category of inferior goods, where they have a direct relationship with demand, with income. The quantity demand has a direct relationship with income. As your income increase, its demand will also increase. This part is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Giffen good is one type of inferior good only, wherein it's a special type of good where the demand will increase as the price increases. Okay. Yes, this also comes in lower income families only. Suppose potato. Potato is very important for low income families because that's the cheapest food available. Okay.
Yes.
So if the price of potato increases, then also its quantity demanded will increase. It will not decrease. So it will show a direct relationship between price and quantity demanded. These three are clear to you. We'll discuss it again in ahead in the chapter. Okay. But because it was mentioned here, I have mentioned it here also. Clear to all?
Mm.
The various determinants are clear?
Mm.
Yes? Determinants both individual demand and market demands. Right? Market demand mein one we have left is government policies. What do you mean by government policies and how does it affect the demand, market demand?
Ma'am, for example, now there are liquor shops. Government imposes a lot of taxes on them and all. So, and like on liquor, so people, like people who consume liquor, they will, like it's heavily taxed in India. So, like it's not demanded that much even by people who use it, like to discourage the consumption of liquor.
Okay. Just
Ma'am,
1 second. Ha, yes.
ma'am, I think so. The government restricts the sectors to produce less goods so that
Yes.
each of the organization or enterprise gets chance.
Okay. You can say it like that. Government policies, yes, it refers to government taxes only. When they levy heavy taxes on some good, it is levied to curb the demand of it. Because when they levy taxes, the prices automatically of that particular good goes up. Okay. So that means when your price is going up, the demand will automatically go down. Okay. But in this, one exception would be your taste and preference. Okay. A person who is alcoholic, even if the government applies taxes and increases the price of liquor, if he is an alcoholic person, he is not going to leave liquor. Okay.
Yes.
So taste and preferences play a part in it. But
Yes.
if that increases to such an extent which becomes very expensive for him, he might reduce from say his consumption is 1 bottle in a week, he might reduce it to half a bottle in a week. Okay.
Yes.
So quantity demanded can go down with government policies. Okay. And even if tastes and preferences are
meeting-
there, it will still go down. Clear?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have done with determinants of demand function we have done.
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, do we need to learn these factors?
Yes, you have to learn these factors.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a full 5-mark question. Explain demand function and its determinants. Okay. There is one this thing which I think I left out. State of business. Okay, that is given in your book, page number 46. State of business given in your book, which is a determinant of market demand function. Okay, page number 46. Okay, so in this also it is the prevailing business conditions that help in determining a market demand. Okay, boom periods that I have given you already. If it is a seasonal thing or the market is going in a boom, like right now, what is the situation? There is depression all over.
Yeah.
Okay, all over the world there is depression. So the demand for things have come down. Okay, but when it was a boom period, lot of production was happening, the income has increased. Yes, at that time what happens? People go in for more of demand. More of houses were demanded, more of your consumer goods were demanded. Okay, so during a boom period in the economy, the demand of all the things goes up. During depression time, the demand for most of the things which come under the normal good or the luxury good will go down, but your necessities will not be affected. Okay, because those things are things which you require every day. Food, clothing and shelter you require, so their demand will not go down during depression also, but other things will, the demand will go down. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we come to, we have done this, we have done this we have done. Now I think we have the law. Yes, now we'll study the law of demand. Okay, now this law of demand is again a very important topic. You have to understand it properly because your entire economics depends on this. The understanding of entire economics will depend on law of demand and supply. Okay, just shares. Can you see?
Yes,
Children?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Law of demand, can you see? All of you can see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Law of
No.
demand?
Yes, ma'am.
No? Okay. So what is law of demand? Law of demand is basically what we have learned till now. That is your demand curve, right? It is demand curve in a statement. And simple meaning, law of demand is when price of a commodity increases, its demand goes down.
Okay.
Simple words. Okay, when the price goes up, the demand for that quantity, for that commodity will go down. If the price goes down, the demand will go up.
Increase.
In simple words, this is your law of demand. Okay. Now there are few assumptions to this law of demand. What is the meaning of assumptions? You have learned in science also.
Predictions.
When we are conducting an experiment,
Presume something.
we presume this. Okay, so whenever we are doing some scientific experiment also, we presume certain conditions do not change. Okay, and after that only we do, when we are studying a relationship between two things, we have to keep all the rest of the things that can determine is as constant. So in law of demand also there are certain assumptions that we make. Okay, first assumption is these are actually based on the determinants of demand. Okay, other than in law of demand, we are only learning about a relationship between quantity demanded and price. Okay, so rest of all the things we assume are constant. They do not change. Okay, so first assumption is taste and preference of a consumer remains unchanged. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. I forgot
Yes.
to ask.
Yes.
So
Ask.
you told when we take for one thing, like for example, population, we assume that all the other four factors will be
Yes.
constant.
Yes. When we are talking about one factor in relationship to price, we will assume that all other factors are constant.
Ma'am,
Otherwise,
yes.
in an actual market condition, these factors do not remain constant. Okay, and there are lot many things which influence an individual demand, which will influence the market demand in return. But we cannot study all of it together unless we have studied one by one them separately, how it is going to affect it. Okay,
Ma'am,
that is why
and what is constant like?
constant, it does not change. Like
Okay.
my preference today is, I said, it is Coke. So when I am studying the relationship between price of Coke and quantity demanded of Coke, my preference for Coke does not change. I will
Okay.
not go in for any other substitute. Okay.
Understood.
Okay. So first assumption is taste and preferences of the consumer remain unchanged. Second is there is no change in the income of consumer, because we know when the income of consumer changes, the quantity demanded changes. Okay. So second is no change in income of consumer. Third is price of related goods remains unchanged. That is, if X and Y are substitutes, if we are studying the effect of price on quantity demanded of price, then its substitute price of Y will remain unchanged. Okay. And fourth is no expectation of price change in future. In future, we do so. All these are our determinants of demand, and we have kept all these as constant. We are only studying the relationship between price of X commodity and quantity demanded of X commodity. Understood? Clear? Right? Now
Yes.
I have taken the statement that as given by Marshall. Okay, the amount demanded increases with a fall in price, and it decreases with a increase in price. Okay, there
Ma'am,
is one more,
which
page 46. See here, I have given you the definition or the
ma'am, which
statement.
definition we should
This
write?
is statement. See, there are two definitions given. Meaning of both the definition is same. Unless it is asked specifically, you can write any. But you will have to learn both. Okay.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
where is it?
Page number 46, law of demand, statement of law. Okay, one is by Marshall and one is by Billas. Both the meanings are same. All the other things being constant, your price of a commodity will increase if if the price of commodity increases, the quantity demanded goes down, and if the price decreases, the quantity demanded goes up. Simple statement. If they have not specified, it is given by alpha